morning, everyone. Today is Monday, February 28th, and I am Lisa McCrary, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. I must admit, the weather is starting to get a little bit better, and I am really happy about that because that means that we can start stepping out of hibernation and enjoy some of the fresh air out there without freezing ourselves to death for those of us that are in colder climates. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to go ahead and get started and jump right into Motivation Monday. And as always, we're going to start with our quote for the week. This week's quote, we're going to get some words of encouragement from Earl G. Graves Sr. He was an entrepreneur, a publisher, a businessman, and a humanitarian. Much of what a lot of us are doing out there as far as being entrepreneurs in our business and selling insurance. And what he said is, hold on to your dreams of a better life and stay committed to striving to realize it. I really like this particular quote from Mr. Graves because most of the times when we decide to become an entrepreneur, to have a better life for ourselves and for our family, it's not an easy path. It can sometimes be cumbersome. It can sometimes be very difficult, but the end game is very, very rewarding. So I chose this particular quote as words of encouragement for those of you who are starting out or who have been in the business for a while and it's just getting maybe beat down a little bit because this is a hard journey to take. But if we listen to what Mr. Graves has said here and heed his warning, hold true to your dreams and stay committed to those dreams and steadfast to those dreams. And you will see yourself to your reality. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's quote for the week. I want to welcome you guys, friends, again to Motivation Monday. I am so very happy that you have chosen to be here with me today. As always, we're going to review our tips for the week today. Then we're going to have a little bit of reward and recognition with our kudos and sales shout outs. And last but not least, we're going to talk about our sales topic for the week, which is the best business model begins with excellent service. So let's first start off with our tip for the week. This week's tip comes from UHC. You can actually earn more by submitting eligible tri-term medical and short-term medical applications now through March 31st. So the baseline with this particular incentive, the baseline application for tier 1 is 10 applications. And if you hit those 10 applications, you can earn up to $150. You can take your earnings to the next level by submitting a minimum of 20 applications, and that can get you an earning up to $300. For more information and to register, and you do have to register for this bonus opportunity, all you need to do is head over to ahcpsales.com and look for current sales incentive, and you can get yourself registered. This is just like free money dangling out there. If you're gonna sell the products, why not take advantage of the incentives that come along with it? Now let's take a look at what sold last week and who was our sales leaders for the week. So when it comes to what sold the week of February 21st, I would say NatGen had a really strong week. However, in short-term medical sales, United Health won or UHC, they actually led the way in short-term medical sales. As far as limited med, as well as accident, critical illness, and dental, NatGen just really stole the show. It was a very strong showing for NatGen last week. Now let's look at, this is my favorite part, is when I get to look at the sales leaders for the week. So when we look at the most short-term medical sales that happened last week, number one was Christopher Lukert, and not far behind Christopher was Katia Santamaria. And then we have Mike Weinstein, another very familiar name that we have seen on the leadership board weeks before. With limited med, we had William Bruder and Eric Bronsman as the leaders, sales leaders in that category. And then when it came to accident sales, again, William Bruder, you can tell he was doing some bundling, and Blake Bowman, another familiar name that we have up there. I want to congratulate all of these sales leaders for last week's sales. Great job on helping your clients and making a positive influence on their life when it comes to selling health insurance to our clients. So great job, guys. Now we're going to talk about our sales topic for the week. You know, guys, customer service is really what I built my business on. And it's because I believe that if you give customer service, good customer service, the clients will come and so will the revenue. And I am living witness to this because that's what happened in my career. I didn't necessarily worry about how many customers I had or anything like that. I was more interested, the people that I got in front of me, I wanted to do the very best for them so that I can make sure they were happy, they were satisfied, they wanted to come back. But in addition to that, I wanted to make sure that they wanted to talk to their friends about me. And that's exactly what happened. So building your business or your business model really does begin with excellent customer service, because if you give that, everything else is going to follow. Whether you're new, brand new, and you just got your license and you're just getting started, or if you've been in the business for years and years, excellent customer service is what's going to keep you here. So let's learn a little bit about what do I mean by some not so obvious things when it comes to excellent customer service. Okay, one of the most important customer service skills an insurance agent can have is the ability to adapt to his or her client, or to adapt his or her pitch to their individual customers. Now, while the basics of your pitch of what you're giving to your customer usually stays the same, explaining the value of the services you offer and why you're the best one to bring those services to your client can make the difference between a closed deal and a rejected opportunity. Good insurance agents know how to read the people they're talking to and to make small adjustments in their pitch accordingly, so that they can make sure that they are addressing their clients' needs, and they're also speaking in a way that their clients understand, as well as being more receptive to the conversation that you're giving to, or the presentation that you're giving to your clients. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an example to that. If a customer seems confused or timid, it's really time at that point to dial back your aggression or dial back your presentation. You need to, at that point, start explaining a little bit more about the terms that you are talking about and making sure that your clients understand the information that you are providing to them. Now, not all clients need that, because some of our clients can be impatient. They're the no nonsense type, and they really just want the basics. I just want to hear the facts. Well, these are the type of people where you're going to adapt your presentation to be a little bit more formal and a little bit more direct. You're going to cut out all the fluff and you're going to give your client what they need. Remembering to do this is very, very important in order to keep your client's attention. One of the things that I like to do to gauge my clients is that as I'm doing my presentation, and when I'm saying things like, your deductible is going to be $2,500, are you familiar with what the term deductible means? I will ask the customer if they're good with it. I will keep my conversation moving. I will then do the same thing with co-pays and see if my customer is really familiar with the terms. Once I have determined that, then I will, if they're familiar with it, then I will stop doing that. And at the end of my presentation, I will say, now, is there anything that I mentioned today that you don't understand? That is all part of good customer service. That is making sure that your client understands the things that you are presenting to them in a way that is acceptable to them. So just remember that the next time you're talking to your customer. So something that every insurance agent should learn to do is to be more concise. This was something that I had to learn because I'm one of those people that I have the gift of gab and I like to use it. But when you're selling, that's not always a great thing to have. And it depends on the client you're talking to. But in general, typically you want to be more concise with your conversations with your clients. And this is all, once again, part of demonstrating excellent customer service. Clarity of information is an incredibly important skill for insurance agents just like you and me to have. When an insurance agent is able to explain the details of a policy clearly in as few words as possible, it's much less likely that the customer will become confused, bored, or not interested in what you have to say to them about the policy or the solution that you're presenting to them. To get good at being clear and concise, you must practice. That is something that is a non-negotiable. Several ways that I have learned to make sure that my presentations are to a point where they're concise is I role play. I first started off by role playing by myself, literally just talking to myself in front of my screen. Then I advanced that to talking in front of myself in front of Zoom and recording myself to see exactly how I look and how I sound. Do I look confident? Do I look convincing to my customer that I am telling them exactly what I feel that they need that is best for them? And then I took it a step further. Some people find this uncomfortable. I didn't. I had a lot of good laughs with it, but I will do it in front of family members and friends. So I would use, when I did my role plays, instead of being by myself, I would incorporate other people to say, hey, today you're going to be my customer and I'm going to do a presentation and I want your feedback afterwards on how well I did. This is something that helped me perfect my presentations when I talk to my customers. And this is something that can also help you because obviously this is going to shore up that conversation you have with your client. The other thing that you might want to do is have bullet points on a note card to help remind you of the key points you want in your presentation. A lot of times, there are days we have good days, there are days that we have bad days. There are days that we are right on point, and then there are days that it's just not happening for us. Having those note cards ensure that you're not going to forget anything. And don't write these long paragraphs, because if you do, that only confuses you. Just put the bullet points, because those bullet points, you should understand what you want to talk about with each one of those bullet points. Now, to go along with what we have on our screen and to continue, insurance agents who can communicate clearly really have happier customers, because their customers knows exactly what they're getting, and they aren't calling their agents back every 30 minutes every other day demanding to know what are the details of the plan, because they've done a good job explaining that in a very clear and concise way. So on the screen, we do have some tips that can possibly help you as you prepare to do this. The first thing is, before we've talked about this, before you communicate, write down your central ideas. What is your key message that you want to give to your audience or to your client in a clear manner? Now, remember, every presentation is different. So when you're talking to your clients, you want to make sure when you are preparing for that presentation, you have already gathered information of what is important to that client, because what is important to one client isn't necessarily important to another client. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're preparing and you're writing down these central ideas, you're writing down what is important to your client, and you're hitting on those things so that your client knows that you were listening and you heard them. Next, as you're writing down your key points, avoid jargon and other language that can confuse your audience and distract them from the central idea of what you are trying to give them. Any kind of technical language or high level detail may seem important to you. And for some people, they even think, it makes them look a little smarter, but really what it does is it creates this barrier between you and your client and their understanding of the policy that you are recommending for them. So avoid this and make sure you avoid these jargons, and you ask your client during your presentation, is there anything that I said that you don't understand? Do that periodically to make sure they know that you care about their understanding of what you are explaining to them. Next, keep it simple. Fancy words are so confusing, guys. Doesn't make us look smarter. Stick to language that is familiar to your clients. The next thing is to be consistent in communicating. Usually means two different things. One, it means repetition, and the other thing, it means frequency. So when you're doing your presentation, I know sometimes, and I have heard agents that I have coached before saying, oh my God, I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, you are, because what we're selling has certain things or benefits or features about it that don't change. So when you're talking to your clients, don't be afraid to repeat your key message to your client. In addition to that, don't be afraid to mention your key message several times during the conversation. The reason why we do this is to make sure that the people that we're talking about is not missing the point of what it is we are trying to get them to understand. So not only are we repeating the same thing as far as the presentation, but in individual conversations with people that we're working with our clients, we might have to repeat our message to them just for clarification. All of that, guys, is good customer service. It's helping your clients understand and feel comfortable with what the message that you are giving to them. The last thing, and it's not on my slide here, but I do want to remind everyone, also be consistent in when you communicate with your clients. There should be a calendar somewhere on your desk that has when you are going to regularly contact your customer. Whatever you choose, there is no wrong answer. Just make sure you are on a regular basis contacting your customer to make sure everything is going well, whether that's every 3 months, every 6 months. Hopefully it's not just at renewals, because you should be making sure they're okay before then. On birthdays, that's another great opportunity. On milestones in their life, when they're turning 65, that's another good time to make sure we're contacting our clients. So just making sure we're communicating with our clients on a regular basis is really important as well. As with any sales job, insurance agents really need to make sure that we are being patient with our clients so that we can connect with them. Being a salesperson means learning to take rejection a whole lot from our perspectives, but not taking that rejection personally. I have worked with people before that think that, oh my God, I suck because I can't get anybody to say yes. And I have to remind them, every no is just getting you closer to that yes. Don't take that personally. There is somebody waiting that needs your help. It's your job to find out where that person is by continuing your calling efforts. It also means explaining, like I said earlier, the same thing multiple times to your clients to make sure that they understand what you're saying. If you're dealing with somebody that is less than polite, and we have all come across those individuals, I have always believed in killing those poor attitudes with kindness, and I have won over. And I'm telling you guys this because from personal experience, I have won over so many clients just by not demonstrating the same poor attitude that they're giving to me. I choose to kill them with kindness. And many times when I do that, it shocks them so much that they say, you can take a heck of a lot. You know what? I might want to do business with you. You can take me. So sometimes we don't want those customers because they might be pains later, but either case, I just believe that it's really important to make sure that we don't mimic our clients' behavior when they have they're less than polite, I should say. In a situation like that, one thing an insurance agent can't do is lose your temper or let your frustration show. The other thing is we have to make sure, as part of good customer service, you might have made 50 calls and not gotten any responses whatsoever. And sometimes that residual anger or disappointment can come through in our voice, in our attitude. We're not dialing with the smile. Make sure you keep check on yourself that you're not doing that, because if you are bringing some other client's poor attitude to another client, that's not fair to that particular client. So just make sure that you are taking time to be patient, and you are taking time also to wow your clients with consistent customer service, with kind customer service, no matter what their attitude might be. Now, I'm not suggesting that you take abuse, because no one deserves that. And if that is the case, then obviously that is a conversation you want to politely end. But some people are just, they're fussy by nature. And if they are, that has nothing to do with you. That's their personality. And you're there to help them with something that's very important to them and to their family, which is their health insurance, life insurance, ancillary products, things like that. So don't forget that. It's very, very important. Next up, I'm going to recommend be available and follow through with your clients. What do I mean by that? This is very important when it comes to helping your clients. It might seem obvious with what I'm about to say, but unethical insurance agents rarely stay in the business very long. I've been in the business now for close to, I want to say 25 years, and I've seen a lot of people come and go in this business because of unethical decisions that they make. Telling the truth to your clients is what wins respect and trust, which will result in higher retention of your clients. Good agents really are good at their jobs because they have good work ethic. They care about their clients, and when they're calling their clients, they're making sure that they are that they're making themselves available to their clients. When you sell someone insurance coverage, that sale comes with the promise that you will follow through on your end of the transaction with a sense of urgency and be there when the client needs you. So, it's not just about, just being reactive. It also is a little bit about being proactive by predicting what our clients will need from them, and then make sure that we're providing that to them when the time comes. So sometimes when we're profiling our clients and we're finding out all of their needs, we have to think ahead because we know the products that we have available to offer to our clients. They don't. So that's where that proactive behavior comes in, because sometimes you have to think ahead and explain that to your client, because clients think we just want to sell them something. Clients think we're just trying to earn a commission and we just are trying to sell them things. So sometimes it's really hard to convince them, I'm not just trying to sell you something, I'm trying to protect you and your family. So you have to be, once again, concise, you have to be patient, and you have to make yourself available so that they can understand exactly what it is that you're trying to help them with. And finally, to be a good insurance agent and include excellent customer service with every customer interaction, it is very important to be upbeat and engaging with your client. The more energy and enthusiasm you show to your clients when you're helping them, the more, it's like a contagious behavior. The more your clients will connect with you. And many times, believe it or not, they will start mimicking or mirroring your actions of excitement. So it begins with you guys. Remember, this is something I like to talk about from Simon Sinek. If you guys have ever heard of Simon Sinek, he has always said, years ago, I heard him say this, people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. So they're buying that passion of why you do what you do. And most of us, and I've asked so many agents, why do you do what you do? And it's always, I want first to help my client. And if I can help my client, I know the money will come. So don't be afraid to show excitement and passion for what you do, because I guarantee you, your clients are going to appreciate it. So guys, with that said, motivation, this is the end of Motivational Monday for today. If you have any questions whatsoever, please look us up, and you can contact us at training@ahcpsales.com, or call the 1-877 number that is provided on the screen. I wish everyone a blessed and happy day and a happy week. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time.